Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. If it's not your first time, I want to welcome you back. All those beautiful, lovely greetings. Thank you for being here. If you haven't yet, I would love it if you subscribed, liked, make a comment if you want later on, or whenever you feel like it's necessary. You can say you like my makeup, my outfit, whatever. It's all good for the algorithm, and I would love it if you interacted with this video so that this video can have more outreach for more people as well. So today we have a very simple, pretty straightforward reading. I'm going to try to keep this as general as possible. I will be picking up probably on a lot of different things, maybe love, maybe not, maybe whatever it is, but it is should you make the first move. Now this could be you making the first move towards a job. This could be you making the first move towards a bigger commitment like engagement. This could be a first move towards a new state, even new place, new house, new apartment, all those things. So we have three separate groups, as we always do. On the far left, on my left, we have the Lightseer's Tarot. In the middle, we have the Cat Tarot. And on the far right, my far right, we have the Kawaii Tarot. So take your time, pause the video if you need to, take a breath. Maybe the timestamps are what get you to connect with a pile. So just, take that moment, take your time, there's no rush, and I will see you in your pile. Okay, thanks so much. Hi Pile 1, glad to have you here. If this Lightseer's Tarot deck was what you've chose, you've scrubbed yourself to the right place. Welcome. So let's get to it. And this, like I said in the beginning of the video, this could be about a plethora of different things, but it is about should you make that first move. So this could be you asking about a raise. This could be you making that first move towards someone that you want to get into a relationship with. This could be you making that first move towards a bigger house, what have you. So let's see what the cards have for us. We're going to get a couple of tarot, and then we are only going to use one oracle deck today. So let's see what is going on here. I am all ready. So let's see what the current situation looks like. And then let's get one more for this current situation. This little thing is very fragile. So let's get what the yes would look like. What would a yes look like if my pile 1 made a move? Let's keep it at 3 for now, and I'll get some clarifiers if I needed to. There's a lot of cups here. This is something that you are very emotionally tied to, even if it is a job. And then let's also get a no. If this person does not make a move, what will their outcome look like? Too many. I'll take the one on top. So, with this current situation, it feels a little bit like there hasn't been much investment at all in the first place. Maybe even those first steps kind of there haven't been maybe any big strides or any big movements in this so far with the Ace of Cups in reverse and also with the Page of Cups as well. It feels almost as if there's the unsureness of where to put the energy or where to put the emotions in. And with the Six of Cups as well, I think possibly there's a little bit too much connection to the past within all of this. Maybe a past situation didn't work out too well within the same kind of realm. This definitely feels a little bit more romantic led, so if that's not you, this might not be your group. There is a lot of cups here. And with the world in reverse as well, it feels like there's a lot of unsettled things or things that just kind of didn't get to be finished. Especially with Six of Cups as well, it just feels like there's a lot of past things that haven't been resolved before those emotional moves can actually be put into the works, I think. And I think with all these past things kind of standing in the way of with this where you are at personally, I think it is also kind of not allowing you to feel within your own fire, kind of within your own self, and feeling your own worth in a lot of ways, and not feeling within the power that you naturally have already. I think a lot of these situations have kind of made it a little bit scary for you to kind of invest in the first place. This feels very romantic to me, and it feels like in a lot of these romantic situations that when the love was put in, or when the feelings were opened up, there was a lot of turning down, there was a lot of not the best movement towards anything in the first place. And I feel like with a lot of these relationships, there was just no actual closure with a lot of these people. And I think it has kind of led you to believe that that there is not a lot of worth within yourself, if that makes, I feel like that makes sense. Yeah. If you do make a move, it feels like if you do make a move, it will kind of make you realize that you're kind of just holding on to this for maybe the wrong reasons, and maybe the best thing to actually do is walk away, because I think in a lot of ways you're realizing that there are options here. I think there's a lot of holding on to the way that you feel because of these past situations, and maybe this person does feel, what am I trying to say here? Maybe this person does kind of make you feel as though there isn't as much out there as there is, but I kind of see like when you make this move, it allows you to kind of realize that there are a lot of other things out there that you can choose from, including people. Let's see the no side. If you don't make this first move, it feels like you would very quickly be able to start investing into something else, because you have this Ace of Pentacles. And it feels like once this door has kind of closed, again, the world in reverse, once this door has kind of closed with that Eight of Cups, kind of allowing yourself to move away from this situation, because maybe if you do make that move, you'll get that no. that allows the space for something else to come in, something else that is actually worth your time planting those seeds, you know? With the it And if you don't make this move, it will still kind of leave you guarded in a lot of ways with the Nine of Wands, but I think a lot of endurance as well, kind of wanting to see things through, possibly in another situation. And with Knight of Swords in reverse as well. This Knight of Swords in reverse feels like almost dodging a bullet of sorts with someone that might make you disbelieve your own self. Again, kind of this Queen of Wands in reverse. This person making you would, like, if you had made this first move and had followed through with this other person, it kind of would have brought you into a space with this person where they would have the capacity and the actual time to make you really feel less worthy than you actually are in a lot of different spaces. I want to get some cards to clarify this because I feel just a little bit lost. Let's get Six of Cups in reverse. Four of Swords. Yeah, I think there's still quite a bit of healing that needs to be done before any kind of move is made in the first place. Especially with Six of Cups and Four of Swords coming out right on top of it. Let me see. Page of Cups. Let's get something for Page of Cups, please. I think the way that this interaction has happened, these interactions romantically have happened in the past. I'm just going with romance here. The way these interactions have happened in the past have kind of led you to be very distrustful in a lot of ways, and also, again, just kind of not really sure of where to put your feelings. I feel like whoever this Page of Cups is, they kind of just want a reunion of sorts, or at least kind of a resolution. Let's look at the world. Kind of a resolution of what happened here, especially since it feels like there's so many things that maybe were left undone. Not even unsaid, just undone. There was no actual closure on a lot of parts here. Yeah, I knew that needed a lot of clarification. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords as well. I think a lot of these closures not happening, and kind of these, it's like false endings. It's like this person kind of cut you out, but you can still feel their energy kind of lingering, and them also wanting to kind of make amends of sorts. And with this Ace of Swords in reverse, it feels like there's not going to be a lot of communication happening either way in the first place, or there hasn't been a lot of communication happening. But with the Page of Pentacles as well, kind of on either side here, I think this is kind of more of you wanting to understand where to put things, put yourself into this equation. With the Wheel of Fortune, I see a lot of shifting of the energy, and it's funny because these both have wheels, and both of them are kind of like open to whatever is happening within these situations. And I think that's kind of how you have to view it, in a sense. This person might not be able to come back and give you all the answers that you want, you know? And in a lot of these situations, we have to find closure for ourselves, even if this person's energy is still lingering. That's not our problem, you know? I think with the Four of Cups, there's a beginning on top of the Four of Pentacles, there's a beginning of understanding that this is not something that you can really hold on to. Yeah, and with the King of Wands coming out, Queen of Wands and King of Wands both coming out in reverse, it feels like this, there's been this huge back and forth between the both of you that has kind of left each other's fire put out in a lot of different ways. And I'm, again, just drawn to this Three of Cups, where this situation, I think on both sides, both people want this to kind of move itself forward in a lot of ways, especially with the Wheel of Fortune as well. But I think both parties are really unsure of which direction to take. I think if you did either way make these moves forward to this person, I don't think with this King of Wands coming out in reverse, I don't think it would be taken very well in the first place. And I don't think this person would be very receptive. And I think it would even further kind of make things a lot more difficult. Honestly, not a little bit more difficult, a lot more difficult. You have Eight of Cups as well. I think Spirit is kind of just more advising you to, rather than make any kind of interaction here, just allow yourself to walk away and allow that to be the interaction. Two of Cups. I was trying to look at the Seven of Cups as well. But again, you have this Ace of Pentacles, the if you don't make a move side kind of thing. With this Seven of Cups and this Two of Cups, I think you kind of will start to realize that if you kind of invest your energy elsewhere, again with this Page of Pentacles 2 up here, if you allow yourself to realize that not all closure is going to happen in the first place, and you allow yourself to kind of invest into other things that feel more important, especially any goals, even if they feel a little lofty, kind of investing into those, it will kind of allow space for something that actually, I mean, this Two of Cups, something that's actually worthwhile kind of coming back into your space. Now, will it be with the same person? It could be because of this King of Wands and this Queen of Wands coming out, but I don't necessarily think that's likely, and I also just don't think that's an idea that we want to attach ourselves to here. Let me see this Knight of Swords. Yeah, Seven of Swords, this person very kind of quickly moved out of your life. Page of Wands as well. It felt like there was movement, like an upwards movement at first, and then the fire kind of just went out. And this person, again, was able to, on both parties, I think just the interaction of both of you, it kind of led to each other's flames being put out, kind of dwindled. I feel like smothered almost. And then like the Seven of Swords, it's like this huge smothering feeling, and like the fire slowly went out, and then all of a sudden someone just left without much words. And I think allowing yourself to not make a move here would actually be the most beneficial, and just allowing yourself to walk away from this situation. Let's get Nine of Wands. Yeah, with Strength coming out in reverse, I think it's difficult at times. There's this want for the longevity of self, kind of the endurance to pursue something else, but there's a lot of need for your own inner strength, and I think that's been difficult to find, especially with the situation kind of, where it's at. And I don't, with this Four of Swords, I think there's just a lot of healing that needs to be done before you're able to make this Ace of Pentacles, this first investment into something else, and that Page of Pentacles too, these first investments into something else kind of happen. But I think if you do allow yourself to kind of just realize that, sometimes we have to close the doors ourselves and not wait around for someone else to do it for us, or wait around for someone to come to us so that we can do it together. Sometimes we have to just do it ourselves. So I personally would not make a move in this situation, and I would just allow myself to take a step back, kind of walk away from what this is, and let myself, with this Four of Swords as well, kind of let myself plan for what is to come next, so that when I do have the time and I do feel ready to really invest into something else, I truly can with all my heart, you know? So let's see if we can get some clarity from this oracle deck. Should this person make that first move? 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 So we have peaceful resolution, we have a year from now, and then we have wait. So this could even be a relationship that further along the line could work. And whenever I see the word wait, I don't necessarily think of actually just like sitting around, twiddling our thumbs and waiting for something to happen. I don't think that's necessarily productive, especially since we have to live our lives and we have to, you know, enjoy ourselves. I think understanding, especially with the Three of Cups as well, that a peaceful resolution can happen within the situation, I think is the biggest kind of takeaway from it, you know? Allow yourself to understand that a resolution can come of this, but that's not the most important thing, and maybe even it won't even happen until maybe even a year from now, you know? Until both parties have kind of really healed and allowed themselves to, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, like find their footing again, but also allowing themselves to emotionally and maybe even financially invest into other things and other spaces and places. Yeah. Okay, group one. I hope this was helpful. I would love it if you liked and subscribed, all those beautiful things. Thanks so much. Hello, group two. If you chose this cute little cat tarot, you are at the right spot. You've scrubbed to the right place. So let's get this going. You already got one. So first we're going to get what the current situation looks like. And then we're going to get a couple cards for yes. And we're going to get a couple of cards for no. And we are going to be talking about whether you should make this first move. And this move could entail a lot of different things. I am trying to keep this as general as possible, but the last group was definitely about love. So we'll see what happens. And then I will get some cards to clarify it further once I've kind of gotten a idea of what is going on here. If they gave this a yes. One more side from my yes. What would happen if we got a yes? Okay. That's nice. I like that card. And what would happen if we got a no? What would happen if we got a no? This already feels a little bit more clear of a situation, and it definitely feels a little bit more work-oriented, as well. There's a lot of pentacles here. Now, if this is work, this could be you asking about a raise, a promotion. Could also be about you moving to a bigger place. You moving in with somebody. Who knows? We'll find out. With death in reverse, it feels like there, and also with the Three of Pentacles here, there hasn't been a lot of movement within this situation. It feels kind of still. It feels as though there's a lot of holding on with death in reverse and kind of not allowing things to just shift as they should. I think it's easy sometimes to get stuck in what we know. And especially with death in reverse, it's kind of this idea that there hasn't been enough room made for something new to kind of show up in the first place. With Five of Wands in reverse, it feels like there was a lot of fighting going on. It could be kind of that like mental fighting, that back and forth between self and like passions and, you know, all those kinds of daily things that go on in our minds. But this feels a little bit more tumultuous, and I feel like those feelings have kind of subsided, and now it's kind of just a little bit more still. But with the Three of Pentacles coming out in reverse, this, I always talk about school when Three of Pentacles comes out. If you have been wanting to go to school, if you've been needing to go to school, especially with Three of Pentacles coming out in reverse, I think this is definitely that kind of sign to make that move. But also, I think as well with Three of Pentacles coming out in reverse, there's kind of like maybe a refusal to work together with somebody. I think there's also possibly a refusal to kind of make any movement as all. Threes are very much about shifting and changing, while fives are kind of about daily challenges or bigger challenges, not daily challenges, kind of things that create those rifts and things that create those shifts. So maybe there was this kind of argument and you've kind of let it subside rather than actually listening to what the argument was. This feels very work related. Two of Pentacles as well coming out, kind of tossing up ideas of whether or not this is the right investment or if this isn't the right investment, kind of just not really sure which direction to take it in and just tossing around ideas. This is 6, right? Yes. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like there's not enough give and take within this situation. Feels like somebody may be giving too much to the situation in the first place. Let's move on. Knight of Cups shows me on the yes side, this would kind of be those first steps towards allowing yourself to invest emotionally into whatever this is rather than just like monetarily. And kind of it might not always come out the best way, but it kind of allows those movements and kind of allows you to find the direction in which way to put the emotions into or to invest the emotions into. With Four of Pentacles, it feels like there's still a little bit of holding on that is being done, and I think maybe even this feels almost like holding on to a job. I don't know. The biggest thing here is this Judgment in reverse with this yes. It's telling me that these signs are pointing towards a yes, towards whatever your question is, and that you should be making this first move. But you're not exactly listening to that, even though your higher self knows it at the best point of self. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of not... With the Four of Pentacles, it talks a lot about seeing kind of just what's in front of you and holding on to that because it's what one knows and one sees, rather than allowing yourself to truly explore other options. And again, with that Knight of Cups, allowing yourself to kind of make those moves towards those other options. I think this yes would actually be... I'm actually going with this yes on this pile. And with this Knight of Swords coming out in reverse and this Two of Swords coming out in reverse, this is kind of the continuation of the Land of Indecision. And with the Star, it would just feel like a little bit more waiting. But it doesn't mean that the wish fulfillment couldn't happen. It just would be a little bit longer of a wait time, I think. Whereas on this side, it feels like if nothing happens, it's just, again, a little more still, you know? Let's get some clarification here. Let's see with this Five of Wands. Clarification for the Five of Wands, please. I think there's a want here to move into a calmer self, or like a calmer space within all of this, but I don't think that that has been very easy. And I don't think that's ever really an easy road for a lot of people. Yeah, with this Three of Pentacles and then this Eight of Swords, it feels like there's a lot of kind of mind prison here. I think maybe the movement isn't happening because there's no belief in the self, and there's no belief in the capacity for you to be able to actually move forward into whatever this is. Six of Pentacles, please. It's a lot for Six of Pentacles, but we will take it. Yeah, Six of Pentacles in reverse with the Devil as well. It feels like someone is really taking advantage of you within this situation. And it feels almost obsessive in a lot of ways. Like this person can't... There's like a leash, and it feels like there's a leash and there's a dog on a leash. And it feels like this person has that leash on you and is kind of pulling it tight and is not letting up in a lot of ways. What is that? Four of Cups. Four of Cups in reverse, kind of understanding that there is more out there, but kind of feeling sorry for yourself. Because of this situation, like just feeling sorry for yourself and not making the actual moves rather than, you know, actually doing anything. Six of Wands, I feel like if you were to stay in this situation and you were to make it known that you need to be treated better, I think you could come out victorious within this situation, and that could be your first move, kind of allowing yourself to speak up on how you feel about this situation. I feel like you're very done with being out in the cold and feeling like you're distant and disconnected from all of this, and I think you want to be the one that's coming out on top here, rather than being set aside or being used way too much. Let's get clarification for the Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Cups. King of Pentacles And then for Judgment as well. Actually, let's do Four of Pentacles too. Four of Pentacles. So with this King of Pentacles coming out in reverse, it feels like you're kind of maybe staying in this situation because it's like a have your cake and eat it too kind of situation. Maybe a little greedy almost because maybe you're being paid well. Those kinds of things. This feels very, very work related. This doesn't feel like a relationship. It could be, but I'm not seeing it. And I think it's hard for you to understand where to invest the emotions because, again, with the Four of Pentacles as well and the Page of Cups coming out, there's this want to put your heart into something or something else or within this, but at the same time it's like kind of holding on to the coin, holding on to the money because it's what you know, rather than kind of going with what emotionally would actually make you feel more liberated in a lot of ways. And that could be a whole different job, you know. King of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Cups. Like it's, if you allow yourself, again, Judgment in reverse, right on top of it, if you allow yourself to listen to the yes or listen to the movement, you can find yourself in something that is truly and actually emotionally fulfilling and will actually make you feel really good in a lot of ways and actually feel really stable as well, rather than just kind of overstimulating yourself with material things. Material world. So let's see what we would get on the no side. So Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this Ten of Pentacles is just showing me that in a long-term situation, if you were to stay with this, it's not as good as you think it would be, honestly. And that the benefits that you're seeking, or maybe even retirement that you're looking through with this, wouldn't actually come to fruition. And it would actually be something that didn't work in your favor. Especially with Knight of Swords as well, I feel like there's a lot of maybe even lying to yourself about the situation, and that the situation is maybe looks better than it is, and it doesn't. Knight of Pentacles in reverse as well, kind of, again, I think if you stayed within this situation, you would still feel really unsure of where to put your money, or where to put investments, or where to even put yourself within a lot of these situations, because it just felt like no decision has been made, you know. Five of Swords coming out on top of the Star. I guess there's one more. I guess there's something else in here because I kept shuffling. Let's see. One more for Star. I think with the Five of Swords coming out, it's kind of like you're realizing that these are acts of selfishness rather than giving it up. I'm just going to take it, this one. Rather than just giving it up and allowing the universe to kind of take care of things, there's a level of selfishness, and I think that's something that you would over time start to realize here. And start to realize that it's hard to take care of yourself while you're still within this situation, and hard to treat yourself with kindness and gentleness within all of this. Two of Wands, I feel like this kind of talks about not making a decision towards something that actually feels passionate for you. Again, this side feels very passionate, feels very open and emotionally receptive, and this side feels like it's a lot of um, doubting self and doubting your own ability, as well as over time kind of not being as compensated as you would like to be. It feels like you have a really bad boss in this situation, and it feels like it's kind of maybe hard to see that this boss maybe isn't the best for you. I think that can happen a lot in a lot of work situations, and I think over time it would kind of make something that is apparent to you. And you know, with no's and yeses, this doesn't have to be immediate, but I think a shift here is necessary, and I think a yes, um, a yes is kind of what you're looking for towards what, you know, if you should make this move, or you should make that first move towards something different, you know, make those first steps. So let's get 3 from this lovely deck. Yes, with an exclamation point, not just a yes, but yes. I think one flipped, but maybe not. Trust. I think that's exactly what the situation calls for. Kind of trusting what the unknown has for you. And again, the star also kind of just talks about that within either situation. Just understanding that the universe kind of has you within all of this. And if the wish fulfillment is meant to happen, it will. One last card for my group 2, please. One last card for my group 2. Choose a new direction. You really can't make this shit up. So everything is kind of pointing to a yes here, and it does feel like there's a major shift kind of happening in your life, and I'm really happy for you. Again, like I said, these yeses do not have to be immediate. You can take your time. But I do think a shift or a move and making your first moves towards something else would be really helpful within the situation. Okay? Group 2, I hope this was helpful. If you want to like and subscribe, all those beautiful things, I would love it if you did. Thanks so much. Hello, my beautiful and lovely group 3. If you chose this Kawaii Tarot, you are at the right spot. Glad to have you here. So let's get to it. Each group was pretty different so far. We are trying to get a yes or a no on the situation, whether or not you should be moving forward within this, or whether you should just kind of stand still, or maybe it's a yes or maybe it's a no, and we'll find out. So first we're going to get a couple cards for what this situation looks like. This could be a romantic situation, this could be a job situation, this could be a housing situation. So let's see what we have for my group 3, please, Spirit. My group 3, please, Spirit. Let's flip in here. And then let's get a few cards for yes. A few cards for what yes. If this person said yes, what would that look like for them? If this person said yes, what would that look like for them? If this person said yes, what would that look like for them? I don't want to take all 3 at once. If this person said yes, what would that look like for them? person said yes, what would that look like for them? Take this one. And if this person said no, this is what it would look like for them. Already I'm getting something a little bit more emotional here. It feels like there's already a lot of stability with whatever's happening here. With this King of Pentacles coming up, you could feel very stable within the situation. It could feel like a lot of things are also working in your favor, especially with the Sun coming out as well. And the Six of Cups. Both are very happy and cheerful cards. And I think in a lot of ways, it kind of... the situation may have even healed some childhood wounds between you and someone else. It feels like there's a lot of joy has been brought into this situation, and even this King of Pentacles is super happy. Everyone in this deck is very happy, but with this King of Pentacles coming out as well, kind of, I'd see a lot of joy within it. With Two of Pentacles, it does feel like there's a lot of not sure of whether or not to make this decision, or whether to make the movement in any direction. Two of Pentacles came out in the last group in the same exact spot, if that means anything to you. But this already feels very, very different. With Ten of Wands as well, it does feel like there's a level of something that needs to be, that is a burden for you, and there is a weight here at a certain extent. It feels like a lot of it, it's like almost like a not all like trouble in paradise, not all is as easy as it goes, you know what I mean? I think sometimes reality hits, and there are certain things that we do need to let go of within these situations. Okay, so you have the Four of Cups with on the yes side. And then you also have the Emperor, which is also a 4. Which again speaks to like that stability that we feel here. But with Four of Cups, it feels like there's something being missed out. And then you have Five of Cups in reverse, so it's kind of like this resolution of sorrow that has happened, kind of, if there is a yes within this situation. And with this Four of Cups coming out as well, it feels like there's kind of just sitting around and like seeing the weight of what this does, of whatever this is, you know, seeing all the weight of this and feeling sorry for yourself rather than making any actual action happen within this situation. And again, with, you know, King of Pentacles and the Emperor coming out, a lot of stability within this situation, and I think that's why it's difficult to make that decision in the first place. I'm going to clarify all of this. I'm just kind of getting a first insight into what's happening here. You have Seven of Wands. You also have Page of Wands and King of Cups. You have Seven of Wands coming out. If there's a no in this situation, I think in a lot of ways it allows you to put your defenses up and kind of allows you to, I mean, maybe with this Ten of Wands as well, you know, kind of allowing you to realize the burden you're carrying and not carry it anymore. King of Cups coming out in reverse. I think with the no, this feels like someone else's energy. I feel like with the no, it kind of makes you realize that this person is not as emotionally stable as you thought they were, and because of that, you would have to keep kind of those defenses up and allow yourself to really, yeah, again with this Emperor as well. Sometimes the Emperor can be just a little bit too rigid, and there's not enough wiggle room. And that you know, kind of feeling sorry for yourself in this situation. I feel like this person might, in a lot of ways, kind of keep you in their own box of what they want you to be and where they want you to go and what they want you to do. Page of Wands as well, kind of, if you allow yourself the no, it will kind of allow you to sprout and move and kind of wildfire your way into something different. Let's get some clarifiers. Let's clarify King of Pentacles first. King of Pentacles. Six of Swords, Two of Swords. It feels like there's a want for movement here, especially with Three of Pentacles coming out on top of the King of Pentacles. It's like you're so used to kind of the status quo and kind of sticking to what you know and sticking to your guns that there's a want for a shift here. And then with Six of Cups and Two of Swords, it's kind of like, yes, there is a lot of joy in this situation, but there's a want to move, but there's just an unsureness of which direction to take and kind of holding oneself back. I think of the blindfold that goes over the eyes, and the person's like holding two swords and they have a blindfold over their eyes, usually depicted in the Two of Swords. So I think of that kind of blindfold situation where it's like the way forward is completely clear and you're able to do what you like, but you have to be the one to remove the guards. And it doesn't mean the situation doesn't make you happy, but with Justice coming out in reverse on top of Two of Pentacles with Justice there, I really think that in a lot of these situations it feels like you were dealt bad cards. And it feels like you didn't get not exactly what you wanted, but like you weren't able to get enough out of a lot of these situations, and now it's kind of left you deciding whether or not to make those shifts that you feel are necessary. You have Five of Wands coming out, and I talked about this with the Five of Wands in the last group, and it feels a lot of the same kind of energy where it's like you're having all these mental battles are happening to kind of get you out of this situation, but you're choosing to lessen the heat and lessen the fire of them and not actually listen to them. Yeah. And again, Ten of Wands kind of just carrying on to these burdens rather than actually making any shifts or making any changes. Tower. There has to be a shift here with the Tower. There has to be a change. And I feel like this yes is kind of you staying within the situation. and saying yes to whatever this person has to offer you, or whoever this is. Get one for the Emperor, please. And with the Tower, there has to be a shift. No matter how scary these things are, no matter how frightening change can be, you have to make the changes. Nobody else can do that for you. Eight of Swords. I feel like this person, with the Emperor coming out on top, and the Eight of Swords on top, I feel like this person puts you in a mental prison a lot and doesn't allow you to make the shifts that you want to. And in a lot of ways, like, yes, people put us into those spaces where we cannot think for ourselves, but we have to be the ones that let ourselves out and let ourselves move forward out of these situations, you know? This all feels very heavy. This feels like a very deep situation. It feels almost, whoa. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to trigger anybody, but this feels like an abusive partner. This feels like somebody that kind of has you put on a front for other people. And it does feel like there's a deep connection here, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like this is healthy in a lot of ways, and it feels like there's a lot of changes that need to happen within this situation. Let's get one for the Five of Cups in reverse. And again, that Tower is really, you know, those big shifts need to happen, and they do happen for big reasons, and they're very important. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. I think both parties here are not helping each other emotionally, and they're not helping each other emotionally, and they're not helping each other kind of mature, and are kind of keeping each other in these really toxic situations. The Hermit as well coming out. I think there's a need to kind of look within for the best answer for this, honestly. But I think at the same time, the Hermit really talks about you have the guiding light, and only you know what comes next and what is in front of you. You're the only one that can see that, but you have to shine the light in front of you to be able to see the path ahead. So you need to kind of be able to get yourself out of this situation, to be able to, or out of this mindset, not the situation, get yourself kind of out of this mindset that things can't shift here, and allow yourself to see the road ahead, you know? Seven of Wands with a Chariot in reverse. What was I gonna say? I think this Chariot was not meant for this side. Yeah. I think if you don't allow yourself to actually get the reins on your life again, this kind of pattern will continue where you just kind of sit around and feel sorry for yourself, and you won't allow yourself to actually change what is going on here, you know? And it will continue, you will kind of continue to sit in this space of not, into this space of not being able to move at all. So for our no side, if you choose to go with no route, Seven of Wands and then Temperance in reverse. It feels like if feels like if you allow yourself to say no to this situation, and maybe possibly keeping the defenses too high within this situation, it could definitely lead to you feeling a little bit exhausted and depleted in a lot of ways. But I don't think that's something that you couldn't fix. I don't know. Temperance. Let's get clarification for temperance. It feels almost as though... I'm going to take this one. It feels almost as though... If so, I have 3 of Swords now, and then I also have Magician in reverse. 7 of Wands with Temperance in reverse. It feels as though if you allow yourself to not go this, I'm getting a no, not go forward with this situation. Allowing this heartbreak to happen would, maybe this is just not you. I feel like it would cause heartbreak on obviously both parties. It would still hurt, obviously, but I think it would cause a bigger heartbreak on the other person's side. And then also with, it would kind of make them understand that they have to be the person who refills their own cup over and over again rather than depending on someone else to do it for them. And then also simultaneously, it will kind of show them that they're not as good of a manifester as they thought they were. And that the things that they want, they have to actually make those movements towards. I feel like you do a lot for this person in a lot of different spaces. And if you put these boundaries up for this person, again, that King of Cups coming out in reverse, you know what I mean? I think, especially with the Queen of Cups coming out in reverse as well, it feels like there's a very enabling nature happening here, and this person kind of needs that backlash almost to allow themselves to realize that, oh, I have to be the one who, I have to be the one who makes the emotional progress here. No one else can do it for me, you know? I hope I'm making sense. I think I am, but, you know, sometimes you just don't know when you're just talking into a phone. Let's get King of Cups in reverse. 1 for King of Cups in reverse, 1 for King of Cups in reverse. 1 for King of Cups in reverse. I think if you allow yourself to say no to this situation, it will actually help you move into a calmer space. I feel, again, putting up your boundaries within this situation will allow yourself to kind of shift into something that feels way more peaceful, more actually peaceful, and not just like, you know, the sun is shining and I'm happy and vibrant and all these things. Page of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Wands, Page of Wands. Something flipped in here, but I'm not going to take that because I didn't see that whenever it did. Page of Wands. The Hierophant. 3 of Pentacles as well, Page of Wands, and the Hierophant. If you've been wanting to go to school, if you've been wanting to get a higher education of sorts, and there is someone in your life who is kind of stopping you from doing that, I say yes. And I also say that like, yes, you should be going towards schooling, and yes, you should be kind of going towards I even get like the work of learning how to emotionally handle yourself, because again, with the Queen and King of Cups coming out, it feels like both parties are within that enabling and manipulating kind of nature. So kind of allowing yourself to get those higher educational values of of self-worth, of self-progress, of holding up boundaries, creating boundaries in the first place as well. Yeah. Kind of those things as well, I think, would be what would kind of something that this person would say no to. You know what I mean? This almost feels like you defying their no. Like, they would say no to this. Like, if you were to do this, they would say no. But if you were to stay and kind of do whatever they wanted, that would be their yes. You know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense. This has been a little bit of a confusing pile, but I think I'm kind of making sense. Meditation brings answers, and I think meditation is great for a lot of different things as well as bringing answers, but kind of allowing us to create boundaries and also understand what we want and what we do not want within our lives, and also the things that we don't need out of relationships. Listen to your intuition. I think you know best, and I think you know if this person is kind of cutting you short. It feels like this person, that's the exact word, it feels like this person is cutting you short for your own worth. And you need to listen to what you can do within all of this. There's butterflies on this headpiece that this person is wearing, which talks to me about transformation and about shifting, and you know, that Tower card as well, which also talks to me about transformation. There's a need for a shift here, because either way the Tower will come falling down. I'm getting a yes, but I'm getting a yes as in like move in your direction, and again, listening to what you know is best for you and what you know you need out of this situation, rather than listening to whatever this person is kind of keeping you in. It feels like they are keeping you in a box here and keeping you in a cage. And it might not even be, you know, a really high level of abuse, but it might be very well there and is something to really look out for. And they are very difficult, kind of, I think sometimes very difficult situations to realize about what's happening. So again, listen to your intuition and meditate. What was I gonna say? Meditation will bring those answers to you of whether or not this is something that you should continue to invest in or not. Yeah. Okay, group 3. I hope this was helpful. If you want to like or subscribe or any of those beautiful things, I would love it if you did. Comments, all those things. It helps bring an outreach to my channel and helps other people get to know me and see me. I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much. Bye.